So we're gonna show you guys how to do an outside corner with D-style drip edge. The difference, where's that other stick, Justin? Regular?
It's not drip edge.
It's not, better. D-style drip edge has that extra 1 inch. You can point that out, Justin. That creates the D. Regular drip edge would just be 90 degrees. Correct. So, because we have that extra inch, if I'm making that corner there, the first thing I need to do is pull this inch off. We'll check it. We're at 1 1/4 on our drip edge, so we're going to pull 1 1/4 in off the nailer. Notice how my speed square is. I'm always marking on the big flat edge of my speed square, not the number edge. Okay. Now we're gonna transfer this to the vertical, and we're gonna have a 45-degree kick out off the end here. Now that will always get trimmed back from 40. 40 is a little bit, 45 degrees is a little bit much. Okay. This guy here. On our bottom piece, always when you're doing the Eave piece, there's an Eave and a rake as you look up the roof for the outside corner. We're gonna start with the Eave piece, the bottom piece. Always has a tab. Tabs always work from the bottom up. Sidewall, end wall, everything is from the bottom up. So since we're doing our bottom piece, we're gonna tab up into our rake piece. Tab looks like this. You can write, if you want to, you could write tab. So that we don't forget, because I've cut several tabs off. Okay. Then when I go to cut, I like to go greens here. And instead of cutting square in, I like to round this off for safety reasons. Just that much less stuff for you to jam into. Cut it just in to that point. Now because I can continue with my greens here, I'm gonna cut one part of my tab out. Be really careful that I'm cutting on the bend here. I want to make a big hole there. Okay? Also with the greens, this is important. Our kick out, see the direction when I squeeze my snips? This side is pushing the kick out into position, further into an angle. If I use the other snips to cut this 45, it'll be pulling this kick out more straight in line with this. We don't want that. Now since I know I'm gonna have to cut this kick out back, I cut it to the angle that I know is gonna work here. Something like that. It's great. Now, stop there, flip it over. We have a cut going through, but it stops at that D-style part, right? Now what that's gonna show us is because when our D's come together, there's gonna be about a 45 here when this next piece comes on. What we're gonna wanna do is have tab up, just like we always do. We're gonna leave a little extra here for a tab. And because that's already done, that cut's already done, we don't have to translate any marks across the piece. We already know it's there. Greens are important here because this part doesn't stop us from making the cut to the direction we need to. If I were to use my reds, this particular cut, this part of my snip here is gonna get in the way. It's gonna hit this 90-degree part of our drip edge, and I'm not gonna be able to get into that point very well. Instead, I use these snips. It's gonna allow me to cut straight back into that point, right? This goes goodbye. Now what we're left with is essentially just our tab. I'm gonna have to switch to my reds here to cut this tab because the same situation. I can cut in here and nothing's stopping me to get all the way back into that bend. If I were to use my greens, again, this edge of my snips is gonna stop me from getting into the bend. These snips won't work. Cut my tab off here. Okay, that's what it should look like. There's two ways to get your tab to bend around. One way is you put your speed square on here and bend it as hard as you can. Tap it in with your hammer. But the way I like to do it is use my 45s. Get in there, clamp on it, turn it, clamp on it again, turn it, clamp on it again, and turn it till I get to 90. Once I'm there, I'll sharpen it up a little by putting my speed square in there and tapping it. Now I have a really nice straight tab. Okay, so if this was our roof here, then we go and install it. This will land on here like this, and our quarter will slide in to where the tab hits the edge of the roof, right? And we'll have this 1-inch D still hanging off the edge. So when we stick our rake piece on, it covers this D-style tab, and it'll have a 45 coming back like this. Everything will line up here with a nice kick out 45 as well. That's the Eave piece for D-style drip edge.